afternoon and welcome to SuperScreen News at 12. I am Olamide Onga. The Senate has warned the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, against being misguided on the extent of the powers of the National Assembly in the amendment of the Electoral Act. Senate President Bukola Saraki, while declaring open a public hearing on the bill seeking to establish the National Electoral Commissions, made reference to the controversy generated by the recent amendment to Section 25 of the Electoral Act, which seeks to reorder the sequence of polls during the 2019 general elections. Saraki, who was represented by the Deputy Majority Leader, Senator Bala Ibn Alawa, also pointed out that the lawmakers could not be involved in any legislation that would violate the Constitution. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has quizzed the former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, over the ownership of an aircraft impounded by the agency on January 16th last year. The aircraft was impounded at the Maiduguri International Airport. But the Dornier aircraft 328 linked with the former governor resumed operations without EFCC's clearance. The plane marked 805 PG and 5NBMH was allegedly linked with Skybird Air, which is being managed by one Samuel Ayodele. To other news now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has frozen 30 bank accounts linked to Ngozi Olojeme, the Deputy Chairman, Finance Committee of Goodluck Jonathan Campaign Organization in the 2015 presidential election. The development comes less than 3 months after the EFCC seized 37 houses traced to Olojeme, who served as the chairman of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund from 2009 to 2015. The seizures were part of investigation into allegations that Olojeme and other senior officials of the NSITF diverted $48 million, approximately 68 billion naira. According to court documents made available to journalists, the 37 properties seized are located in Abuja, Bayelsa, Enugu, and Delta states. Minister of Sports Development Solomon Dalong has accused the Plateau State government of mismanaging the 2 billion naira loan collected. According to the minister, the All Progressives Congress APC administration in Plateau State is not prudent in managing resources. The minister disclosed this in a statement he personally signed in response to an attack on him by the APC chairman in the state. Dalong has also accused the state government of mismanaging local government funds. He also accused the governor, Simon Lalong's administration, of lying about the security situation in the state and deceiving of President Muhammadu Buhari. The South-South Zonal Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has condemned the arrest of the Edo State People's Democratic Party chairman, Dan Olbe, by the police command for diverting rice meant for the internally displaced person in the state. They expressed this condemnation at a 7-point communique issued at the party secretariat in Benin, the Edo State capital.
Speaking at the 7th section of the People's Democratic Party PDP South-South Zonal Working Committee meeting held at the party secretariat in Benin, the South-South National Vice Chairman Emmanuel Ogidi read out a 7-point communique to condemn the arrest of the Edo State PDP Chairman Dan Obi by the State Police Command. He also noted that the party condemned the various killings of Nigerians across the country and expressed the party's heartfelt condolence to the people of Plateau and Benue states.
The PDP condemned in its entirety the unwarranted arrest and detention of PDP members across the country, especially the state arrest of the Edo State chairman of PDP, Chief Dan Obi, for flimsy excuses.
However, the party state chairman, Dan Obi, said the action of the state government to stop the party from saying the truth to government will not work.
A few days ago, members of the APC were at the Samuel Okpemudia Stadium. At that event, the governor promised President Buhari that he will give me 1.2 million votes in the presidential election. The truth is that Governor Godwin Obaseki is a man with very short memory. During the last presidential election, when Oshomole was in government, after about 8 years in office, the presidential election that was held in Edo State, this party delivered 56% of the votes to PDP.
The policeman has stormed the mechanized salary section of the Lagos State Police Command in Oduduwa in the Ikeja area of the state to protest against what they described as an outrageous and unexpected deductions from their salaries. The policemen, comprising rank and files, as well as officers, said between 5,000 naira and 35,000 naira were deducted from their February salaries, while others lamented that they had not been paid for the month. Some of the affected policemen who spoke to journalists blamed the development on the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, which pays their salary. Majority of the cops who complained that their salaries were meager stated that the deductions had dealt a blow to them as they could not meet up with their needs. No fewer than 145 suspects have been arrested by the police over herdsmen and farmers' clashes in some parts of the country, including Benue State, Kaduna, and Nasarawa states. Report says the arrest occurred between January 2016 and January 2018, and that of the number 124 had been charged to court, while 21 suspects are under investigation and waiting to be charged to court. President Muhammadu Buhari, who had given instructions to security agencies to fish out perpetrators of the violence, has been visiting some of the troubled spots. Now, in line with the mandate of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Etekibas, to maintain zero tolerance for criminal activities within the Nigerian waterways, the Nigerian Navy has handed over 16 Ukrainians to the officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Ukrainians were arrested in Boni local government area of Rivers State for their alleged involvement in the oil bunkering within the Nigerian territorial waters.
Handing over the suspects to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on board the vessel named San Pandrapau, the Naval Commanding Officer, Forward Operating Base, Boni, Navy Captain Suleiman Olorundari, explained that the Ukrainians were apprehended in January. Olundari said the Ukrainian crew and the vessel were without the cabotage clearance from the Nigerian Maritime Safety and Administration Agency while operating in the Nigeria territorial waters.
The Chief of Naval Staff has given us the mandate against all form of criminality within our maritime environment. And that mandate, we are determined to implement it to the latter. This vessel, St. Pedro Pel, was arrested by our patrol team.
Receiving the Ukrainians for prosecution, EFCC led by Aminu Ismaila said they would write the Embassy of Ukraine in Nigeria to alert it of its citizens in custody for allegedly embarking on illegal bunkering in Nigeria.
Yes, the next thing we do is we have to write to the Embassy of the crew members, which is the Ukraine, to alert them we have arrested their citizen in respect of illegal oil dealing in the country, and also sound the vessel and sample it also to confirm the authenticity of the product laden in the vessel.
Navy Captain Suleiman Olorundari reiterated that the Navy will not rest on its laurels in ridding Nigerian waterways of all forms of crimes.
The head of the National Office of the West African Examination Council, WAEC, Olu Adenipekun, has attributed their excellent performance in the speedy readiness of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination to cooperation of all the stakeholders. Adenipekun disclosed this in an exclusive interview with SuperScreen television in Lagos.
We came up with a project which we termed Project 45 and said that we should be able to do it within 45 days from the time the exam is concluded for us to release the results to the candidates. And we went to work, and the first exam that we were able to conduct within that project was the WASP for School Candidates 2017. And they were able to release that result within 60 days. The next exam that we have conducted after that was the private candidate, WASP for Private Candidate 2017. And we were able to release the result within 52 days. Then the third exam, still within that project, was the WASP for Private Candidate 2018 first series, which we conducted between January 29 and February 12, 2018. And well, the candidature of that exam was slim compared with what we have been handling. And with that, we felt that we should be able to also deliver within the number of days that we are promising the nation, that is within 45 days. And
he also explained the rudiments involved in their excellence performance so far.
We have commitment of staff. Staff believed in that project. That's the first thing. Everybody in WAEC, Nigeria, believed in that project, that yes, it is something that we should do, that if we can conceive it, that we can achieve it. That is number one thing. Number two, we also sold the project to all our stakeholders, to all our ad hoc staff, and they also believed in it. They share in that vision, they share in that dream, and they gave their word, they gave their commitment that they were ready to work weekends, they are ready to work long hours, they are ready to show commitment, and of course, on top of that, we deployed cutting-edge technology to do what we have to do, and that is yielding results, a positive result for that matter.
That was the head of WAEC, Olu Adenikpekun, speaking with SuperScreen television. Now, a medical expert, Oyewole Adeoye, has thrown light on the difference between personality and attitude. Speaking with SuperScreen in Lagos, Dr. Adeoye said people with negative attitude should not be stereotyped as their personality.
Personality is genetic based. You are born with it, and nobody has a bad personality because it is genetic. But when personality interacts with environment, it produces attitudes. So you can develop bad attitudes, you can develop good ones. So invariably, when people correct our attitudes, we say that's how we are. Thinking, that is personality. In workplace, you have a bad attitude, people have told you, even that same thing at home, before you are recruited in your place of work, that you have this attitude about work. Then you get to your workplace, and that's how I've been, nobody can change me. Assuming that it's personality, but it's not. But the challenge is that your capacity to be humble enough to introspect and look at that attitude and what it is doing to other people and change it is what makes a difference in your life, whether you be successful.
The medical expert also advised on how negative attitudes can be worked upon.
I'm advising that just like every other human being, we should be able to objectively appraise ourselves. This thing I'm doing, this is the result it's giving. If it is continuously reproducible, what can I do about it? So the admission of it is itself 50% work done. And then, of course, submit ourselves to strategies that will help us modify attitudes. We can see experts, counselors, who can help us to modify our attitudes.
That was medical expert Oyewole Adeoye speaking there on character building. And on to other news, the World Health Organization, WHO, has revealed in a statement a mysterious disease X capable of causing a global pandemic in the future. The organization released this list of diseases it considers high risk to the public due to their potential to spark an epidemic and limited treatment available to combat them. This came from an expert committee set up by the organization to identify pathogens with the ability to spread and kill many people without any available remedies. Viruses such as Ebola, Zika, Lassa fever, and severe acute respiratory syndrome, otherwise known as SARS, which have come and ravaged in recent years, are included as serious threats. You're watching SuperScreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we return, it will be time for some business stories. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, an agency tasked with the cleaning up of country's oil industry, says even though financial account and accountability has improved, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC, has not explained billions of dollars of missing revenue. The agency said the state oil company had not explained what it did with at least $22.7 billion earned from the sale of oil licenses and dividends from its stakes in Nigeria LNG Limited over a 15-year period, saying the NNPC could use more transparency. The NNPC said in the past that it had the authority of the government for all of its actions. Still talking business, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has commenced the safety preview of the Port Harcourt International Airport. The review is being done under the Airport Excellence in Safety Program, an initiative of the Airport Council International. The Managing Director of the Federal Aviation Authority, FAN, Saleh Dunuma, who is also the President of the ACI, says it is proactive means of mitigating risk and ensuring the overall safety of the passengers. Dunuma disclosed this at a meeting to announce the forthcoming 59th ACI Africa Board and Regional Committee Conference, expected to hold in Lagos from April 14 to April 21. Now, a coalition of citizens under the aegis of EIE Project Limited, GTE, has dragged the Lagos state government to court, seeking the reversal of some portions of the state's land use charge law of 2018. The plaintiff is asking the Lagos State High Court in Igboshiri to strike down Section 3, Section 5, and Section 6 of the newly passed LUC 2018 for being inconsistent with the 1999 Constitution. Counsel for the plaintiff, Olumide Babalola, is contending that Sections 3, 5, and 6 of the LUC 2018 are in conflict with the provision of Section 7, subsection 5, and Item 1, subsection J of the 4th Schedule to the 1999 Constitution. Still in business, the Lagos state government has been asked to reverse the increment on the land use charge. Members of the Nigerian Bar Association, Ikeja branch, made the appeal in an interview with SuperScreen television. According to them, the 7-day ultimatum given to the Governor Akinwumi Ambode has elapsed without any change being implemented, and as a result, they threatened to embark on a protest that will drive on their demands.
The MBA Ikeja will protest what we call walk the talk. We are going to protest against that law and bring out the consciousness of other people to oppose that law. We will march. And that march, that protest is starting by 9 in the morning from our secretariat on to the Parliament of Lagos, on to the seat of government, that is the governor's office itself, and on to Ojota, and then back. Sensitizing, like I said, is just the second phase of the struggle against this obnoxious, oppressive, undemocratic, primitive, and parochial regime of taxes. And not my word to the governor Ambode is that if you are truly democratically elected, if you are truly a Democrat, accept that your people, the people of Lagos State, are not in agreement. The vast majority of them are not in agreement with this your law, and that to have a rethink and stop it.
If the new regime is allowed to stand, you want to build Lagos with the blood of the people. That is exactly what you are trying to do. It will affect transportation, it will affect rent, it will affect foodstuff, it will affect every known thing. So definitely we cannot cope with it, and we urge the governor to please still think that is popular and reverse back to the old regime.
The people must rise up now and let those who are governing them know that this is their time. We are now important. We control the government. The government cannot control us. No government ought to be able to take them for a ride. So that is our stand. The moment the government takes the people for a ride and the people are not aware, legal practitioners, as the conscience of the people, have a responsibility to awaken the people to their rights. That is what we are doing.
You're watching SuperScreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take some foreign stories and some sports stories. Do stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.